I'm gonna get rid of that. All right, guys. What is cooking today? What have we got cooking? Let me just post the live stream link in the Discord. Hold up. There we go. My mic wasn't on. Let me just post this the live stream link here in the Discord so that everybody knows. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Feeling good today. Definitely got some good sleep. Better sleep, at least. Feeling somewhat more refreshed. So CADL, this one was crazy out into the... I was watching it for the resumption trade, for the halt resumption trade. I'm not sure if I would have actually, made profit or not. I would assume that I would have, but I'm not sure if I would have given it back on this fucking... Whoops. I don't want to curse so much. I don't want to... I didn't know if I would actually give back all the profit though on this pullback. Because this is a pretty nasty pullback. Almost $2 a share. I'd like to think I'd have profit, but I only have 300 orders left to trade in the week, and I did want to kind of save it for a more optimal time to trade, which would be today, this morning. CADL though, and after hours ripped all the way up to 11, which is nice, very nice. We seem to be consolidating, kind of holding some sort of support area here in this area, so that is good. Maybe we can see a bounce and continuation move, but crazy move from 178 to up to 1137, which is what, a 500% move, 567%. That's great. That is great. Now we have GCTS. Let's take a look at GCTS, up from $6 up to $12. Pretty decent volume so far. Pre-market averaging, let's say, like between 100 and 200,000 shares per 1 minute candle pre-market, which is great. We'll definitely reach that 1 million per 1 minute candle at the open. I'm pretty sure of that. We're holding highs, which is good. Spread is about 5 cents. So let's take a look at the scan. I didn't even set up my scan yet. I'm just kind of going through people's call outs. We can take a look at the news and the scan. So news on GCT. GCTS. I think we've traded this before, and I think it's made a big move in the past. Yeah, so this is a recent IPO. It did go from 11. Actually, I don't think I've traded this before. Is this a recent IPO? Let me take a look at the news. Yeah, I guess, yeah, became a public traded company at 3/26/24. March 26. Looks like they signed an MOU. What's an MOU? Not sure what that is. With Saudi Arabia's Aramco. I think Aramco is a pretty big company there. To develop 4G, 5G ecosystem. Okay, so MOU means Memorandum of Understanding. So they're developing 4G, 5G networks in Saudi Arabia. Aramco. Let's take a look at Aramco. So it's an energy company. No, not energy. IT company. IT company. No, now it says, I don't know. It says, here it says Information Technology Company. Just look it up here. So Information Technology Company, and then here it says Saudi Aramco is a Arabian oil group, state-owned petroleum and natural gas company, which would make sense because Saudi Arabia, all their money comes from oil and gas. Not really IT, but who knows? I don't know. I could probably look a little deeper, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much. The float, 35 million shares, so a little bit higher float, but doesn't mean it will be untradeable. The only thing that means is if there's a higher float, to make a similar sort of move on that ticker would need just a lot more volume. This could be a pre-market trade here through the highs. Ooh, we tested 40 there, pulling back. There it goes. Yeah, so Aramco is the main oil company in the world. They are the most profitable. They're the most profitable company in the world. Yeah, oil. Wow, did not know that. So I mean, this could be, you know, a bigger move today. I mean, it's already moved all the way up to $55. We're at the lows here. If we can maybe on the daily chart reclaim this previous gap, this previous sell-off up to 14, then maybe we're looking at 20. I mean, the range is definitely there. I like the range. We definitely have room. Looks like we had a false breakout, though. Looks like we had a false breakout. And that may not be good. Next, we have MDIA. MDIA I don't really like because it's consolidating under VWAP, fading lower. Looks like this only up on a filing showing that this general LP, not sure what that is, reported 95% stake in the company. FAAS, nah, not enough volume. HUBC, not really the best. Hey, we got a new subscriber. Awesome. I'd love to see it. Welcome to the community, Vanessa. Welcome to the community. Happy to have you on board. Awesome, awesome stuff. GCTS. So I guess GCTS is going to be the main one. I don't really like anything else. MDIA was just, yeah, this one was too far. Too far of a sell-off. The spread opens up at times. Yeah, I mean, if the spread does open up, I might have to do a bid plus offset. Right now, my offset is plus 3 cents. So pretty much what that means, it sends an order at the current bid price plus 3 cents. So if the bid price is $11.70 like it is now, it'll send the order to a limit order to $11.73. So that can kind of guarantee that I'll get filled to the lower end of the spread. Maybe not exactly on the bid, but to the lower end of the spread. If I'm having trouble getting filled on, if I'm getting filled on the ask, then that'll be a problem. But so I can use the offset to kind of battle that big spread, and that can improve my edge. But also there's chance that some of these moves will go without me because I'm using a limit order, and sometimes I'm not going to get filled. So I was talking to Relentless Trader last night, just kind of talking to him about, you know, me wanting to size up even more and what his thoughts were about, you know, when should someone, you know, go for that the next level of share size, you know, when to finally go for it. And I took some notes, but he took 5,000 shares on CADL, and I was like, on this halt resumption trade, I was like, wow, like he was only up $1,000 on the day. He was like willing to risk his entire green day of the past 3 hours that he's traded on one setup. And, you know, that was definitely surprising to me, and I just wanted to get his thoughts on that. And he was, yeah, willing to either, you know, go flat on the day or red on the day and risk his green day. And the other question I had was for him was, how are you mentally able to take 5K shares on the first or the second trade on this stock? You know, because a lot of the times we like to warm up to big size. And in his case, on the second trade, he went from 2,500 shares to 5K shares, which is crazy. So I just reached out to him and just asked some questions about his thought process. He said, yeah, I mean, if it's a high probability area, you don't want to wait, or you don't want to take your time to warm up, because sometimes in a market like this, you'll only get that one opportunity where it's an A+ setup. In this case, we had 1 minute of A+ opportunity on that halt resumption trade. It's something that he excels at. So he was comfortable taking that 5,000 share position. And mentally, he was like, all right, well, his downside is, you know, how much can I reasonably, let's say I mess up the trade, how much can I reasonably lose if I'm able to still cut my loss extremely fast? He's like, okay, it's a high chance, like if it is a loss, it's a high chance it's only around 20 cents a share loss. And he was willing, on his first trade, he did 2,500 shares. He was willing to give back half of his green day for a setup like this because it was A+. So that was his mentality, just understanding the worst possible, not the worst possible scenario, but the normal scenario for a loss, and is he willing to accept it? And if it does work out, then you have that positive confirmation, and then he can size up. And then he jumped it up to 5K size. His entry, though, I don't know if I would have taken that entry, me personally, on 5K size. I think it was a little risky. He was up here like 710, and then selling at 750, somewhere around 750, which is a great trade. It worked out great, but I probably wouldn't have done that on the biggest size, just because I thought it'd be a little extended. But yeah, the idea was, you know, he's willing to accept the downside risk, and he kind of already drew out his loss if it does happen, and he was willing to mentally accept that. So it's a little tip for, you know, me and myself and you guys, you know, trying to size up. And if you're willing, you got to be willing to take that loss. You got to be mentally understand, okay, how much can I reasonably lose on this setup? And once you get that, are you able to accept it? If you're able to accept it, then go for it. And that means you're ready. Another thing that he said was like, just start visualizing your trades on the share size that you want to get to. So let's say you're trading 100 shares and you want to get to 1,000 shares. Start visualizing when you're watching your film, start visualizing that trade with 1,000 shares, and then mentally adjust your P&L so it accurately reflects that share size. And then you can start to kind of program your mind to understand the normal wins and losses on that share size. And so that when you do go for it, your mind has already been exposed to it. And he says, you know, once you can see it, he says this all the time, once you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That's absolutely true. And so if you can visualize the wins and the losses, it'll definitely help you move forward. Another thing is, yeah, if it's a high probability area, even though if it's not a hot market, you know, maybe you won't necessarily need to wait for the hot market to size up. You just need to wait for those high probability areas, which takes a little bit more experience. It takes a little bit more experience to understand where those high probability areas are. But if you know where the high probability area is, you know, you can just still go for it. You can go for it on the bigger size that you want to trade. Make the attempt. You know, that's a good opportunity to make the attempt. And so, yeah, those are the things that I got from him. Just speaking with him last night for a couple minutes, just because I had some questions, because, you know, trying to increase my share size. I'm just taking little tips. And when you see somebody doing, you know, doing what you eventually want to get to, you know, you listen. You don't speak over them. You don't talk so much. You just sit and you listen and you let them show you and tell you what they've done to improve. You ask the right questions and listen. And that was exactly what I did. And I got a lot of value. I think it's going to definitely help me for the rest of this time trying to size up here. Trying to size up. Today, GCTS, I think if we can hold this area here at 1050 to 10, I think minimum. I don't want it to see below this level here. I think we could see another attempt. One minute trader, exactly. Yes, exactly. I did read your little reply on my Twitter. That was also very helpful. You know, just not letting your emotions get into the way, and just if you see the setup, you just have to go for it. It's like a robot, you know. You see the signal, you hit buy. You see the sell signal, you hit sell. It's like literally that simple, and that's what I've been doing. And you just, when you're sizing up, you can't let the emotion interfere with that. Do I trade pre-market? If not, why? No, I've been only trading markets open because it saves me orders. And the market open is where my highest probability trades are. And sending the market orders, I get price improvements on Thinkorswim, which improves my edge. Thank you. We will make it. Yes, we will absolutely make it. There's no doubt we will make it. Just a matter of how long. Just a matter of how long. There's no quitting. I'm too far in. I've been too far in. Even the first year, even when I was unprofitable, I was like, I'm too far in to quit. I'm too far in to quit. I'm seeing this through. But obviously, I had a different situation than a lot of people getting into trading. Does TOS have rapid fire trade issues? I've never got a rapid fire trade warning. I trade pretty fast. But I heard it's any trade, if you have consistently trades under 2 seconds, you'll get the rapid fire warning. My trades are right around 2 seconds. Usually averaging 2 to 5 seconds or so, like that. Sometimes a little longer though. But yeah, you don't want to be buying and selling in the same second or under 2 seconds, or else you get that warning. Let's see how the overall market is doing. Overall market was selling off. I think the market is starting to realize that inflation is not going down, and they might not get the rate cuts. Because this whole move, they were saying we priced in like 3 rate cuts this year, but since inflation's not going down, I don't think that they're calling that, okay, maybe we're not actually going to get the rate cuts, because if they do cut rates, inflation is already ticking up and it's just going to go up even faster. And so now it's like, well, they can't pay back debt because their astronomical debt. The government the Fed can't pay back the astronomical debt because the rates are so high and their interest payments are so high. But if they lower rates, then inflation is coming back in full force. So you can't raise rates because to fight inflation, because they can't afford the interest payments or any more interest payments on the national debt. And they can't lower rates because inflation is already ticking up slowly, even with where we're at. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I guess time will only tell. But market keeps going up. Market doesn't stop going up. GCTS. Yeah, so GCTS and CADL is going to be the main stocks on watch today. What's your situation? What was your situation? What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Or I think you were talking about everyone's situation is different. Yeah, what I meant was like some people who already have like 6-figure jobs, like getting into trading, it's much harder. I think it's actually much harder to be successful because it's easier to give up because you're already kind of making you're already making a decent salary with your job. And it does require a lot of time, and mentally, I think it'd be harder to commit yourself to this. But we got 1 minute here to the open. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button for me if you're new. Hit that subscribe. Love to have you part of the community. Again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys for the recap later today. Remember, trading is risky, so be wary, manage your risk. Don't ever let one day blow up your week or your month. Never, 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 never. It's not worth it. Never lose more than one average green day. Never lose more than one average green day. That is like the main rule, because it's all about longevity. It's all about staying in the game long term. So we got 20 seconds left. I'm going to end the stream, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.